So we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. We know bridge is nowhere near being shut down right now. The winds are picking up, but not that bad.
Right, not at this point. I think we're fine. We've been breezy. I would watch the Skyway Bridge Thursday morning through Thursday afternoon. In fact, through all the way through Thursday afternoon. So Thursday is the day that we might have an issue that they have to shut it down just because the winds at that point are now blowing out of the north and east, but at that point you're going to blow out of the northwest and then out of the west-southwest on the backside of the storm. And that can be a little bit on the higher side just because there's nothing out there to block it. 50-mile-per-hour winds now, mainly right out here near the center, and there's still some decent winds to the north of it since it started as a non-tropical, subtropical system. You can see we're trying to get it kind of wrapped around. There's a lot of dry air on the backside of this. It's going to try and keep it at bay as far as intensity goes, but we do expect intensification through the next 24 to 48 hours. By about, well, Wednesday night, tomorrow night late, early Thursday morning, it's making landfall somewhere along the east coast of Florida. After that, it will weaken as it moves over land. And you can see it's got 70-mile-per-hour winds after landfall, 45-mile-per-hour winds Thursday afternoon and evening, way up here in the northern panhandle, so it's our northern part of the state. So it's actually moving pretty quickly to the north and the west. That means for us, it's late tomorrow night, through about 5, 6 o'clock on Thursday. And then after that, things will really start to quiet down. Well, again, we'll have a little of those breezes coming in from the south and the west Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening that we'll keep an eye on. But other than that, I think that's what we'll deal with. It then turns and moves up the east coast Friday morning, Saturday morning up near New York City and weakening, of course. Watches and warnings. The Bahamas, the east coast, basically Daytona down just about Jupiter area has a hurricane warning, which means we're going to likely get some hurricane force winds in there, especially from wherever the center goes to the north, which I think is actually going to be up towards Cape Canaveral. And then you've got, for our neck of the woods, the yellow. That's a tropical storm watch, which means conditions are favorable. We could see winds of 40 miles per hour or higher in the yellow right here. The best chance for seeing sustained winds of 40 miles per hour or higher is going to be northeast Polk County up in this area, so it's Sumter County. The further you get away from wherever this track goes, the less wind we're going to see altogether. I definitely think we'll see gusts in the 40s and 50s, but sustained winds in the 40s, most of us, I don't think we'll get that. This pink here from Pasco all the way north, that is a tropical storm surge watch. Surge watch. That's for that wind on the backside. And what we're thinking is we could get 2 to 4 foot of surge later, well, midday Thursday through Thursday evening as that wind's blowing back towards the coast, 1 to 2 foot up into the bay. So there'll be some spots that could have a little bit of extra water. You know where you are, Snell Island, Old Northeast, those areas that are really low in the bay. But this is not an Ian surge thing. This is nothing like that, but there will be some higher than normal tides. Now, this is on the backside of the storm Thursday. Tomorrow night and early Thursday morning, the water levels in the bay will likely drop about 1 to 2 feet because the wind will be blowing out of the northeast and blowing the water out of the bay. The numbers you see here are for the backside of the storm with that wind that turns onshore. Now, let's talk models. You can see all the models. See the red line right here? That's the center line from the latest forecast from the Hurricane Center. And I don't show this when we show the cone because I want you to get the idea the center can go anywhere in that cone. But I do put it on here when we're looking at the global models because, look, they're on the far southern side of where most of the modeling is now. And our model actually thinks that it's going to be up here towards the Daytona Beach, Cape Canaveral area. In fact, let me show you that. I'm going to focus right on our area. You'll see the storm go by. But this is basically our forecast through today. Scattered showers developing and coming across the state from the northeast to the southwest. That's the flow around the storm. Not a lot of rain. Nothing severe, but breezy with these scattered showers as well. Tomorrow morning, that's 7 a.m., still breezy, winds in the 20s, 15 to 20 miles per hour just to get started, staying in there throughout the day tomorrow. And then by tomorrow afternoon, it's about 1:30. Look at the rain getting thicker into Highlands County, Polk County, Hardy, DeSoto. The bulk of the rain really doesn't get here. This is 8:30 tomorrow night. The bulk of the rain really doesn't get here until after midnight tomorrow night, which is technically Thursday morning. That's 3 a.m., There's the center, right? There's Cape Canaveral. Let's go out to 8 a.m. on Thursday. Now we've got some decent winds. We've got some decent rain. Where you see the yellows and oranges is where we'll see the highest winds, but the highest wind's really going to be up here by the center. And our forecast model, which has been doing very well, this handled Ian extremely well. It's been Cape Canaveral northward since yesterday. Most of the models are coming in that direction. So I have a lot of confidence in this. That's Thursday at 1 o'clock. See the onshore winds. Rain is tapering off Thursday afternoon. That's 5 p.m. There's only a couple showers left over. It's moving away. The winds will be gradually decreasing, and that's just about it as far as it goes. Now, here's the winds that we're kind of looking at now. By the time we get out towards 6 p.m. Wednesday, notice we're still in the 20s with gusts in the 30s, but notice Spring Hill more wind than Tampa. Orlando, a lot more wind, but you can see the core of the wind is going to stay off to our north. So we're getting a brush from this. It's not a terrible thing, but we do need to be prepared. I know some parents are saying, Pasco County with the out of school, why are we out of school? They will likely want to do some evacuations because of folks that live in mobile homes. And the schools are the shelters. And so that's the reason for that. And that will likely happen in Hernando and Citrus as well. 7-day forecast. Here's the good news. We get cooler, drier air. Look at the weekend forecast. 71 on Sunday, 73 on Monday. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, don't forget, you're going to be able to hear us on the radio through this. We'll be sending updates to 105.5 The Dove, 107.3 The Eagle, 106.9 WSRQ, and Magic 94.9.